Hello everyone! As has been the case every Saturday for a while, we take another dive into the mysterious world of the Forgotten Languages website, exploring its ties with UFOs. Today's topics include mind and UFOs as quantum objects and possible alien artifacts. But before that, I would appreciate a lot if you could like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share the video. This way we can spread the awareness of the UFO phenomenon, its reality, and our interaction with non-human intelligence as we draw near the actual disclosure. Thank you. Today we are concluding year 2014. On the 26th of December, the website posted a cryptically titled article which at the first glance is not necessarily tied to the UFO phenomenon. Soul tracking devices, XVIS and the Unital Quantum Electromagnetic Laser Propulsion. The mysterious acronym XVIS has appeared before. It is referring to a complex system which can generate experience not unlike as perfect virtual reality, which is indistinguishable from tangible reality we experience every day. The website also mentions that this system enables contact with non-human intelligences. The other part of the title refers to Unitel. It is a company operating in the IT and telephony sectors and offers office phone systems, IT security, and consulting services and operates from the US states of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. How does it all tie into the phenomenon? Let us examine the English parts of the text.
The Unitel propulsion concept is based upon quantum electromagnetic laser propulsion, QLP, which is essentially a laser that is designed to induce macroscopic quantum effects. Unitel proposes to induce quantum fields around the hull of a spacecraft in order to simulate the properties of a single elementary quantum state, thus allowing the spacecraft to take advantage of the quantum tunneling phenomena in order to establish a new form of propulsion. Our proposal was to dispose of the spacecraft and to design and build a spacesuit based on QLP that would allow a human being to experience the quantum tunneling phenomena based on the XVIS system.
Now, the idea of turning the entire spacecraft into a quantum macro-object, one which could hop through quantum states and thus would be at least nominally able to move at absurd speeds between locations too, is something already explored vaguely in past articles, but also something posited as one of the several mechanisms of propulsion suggested by scientists interested in UFOs, as an actual method used by non-human intelligences to propel and move their craft. Next, we hear mysterious explanations, one which would hint that we could not enter a quantum state as a whole, but our minds actually can.
We will be able to produce electromagnetic fields directly from within the body without using an external source. Unitel Incorporated. Though the WQB approximation of quantum mechanics dictates that an object as large as a human being should not be able to tunnel, that same WQB approximation allows an XVIS sphere inside which the human mind is confined to quantum travel. The sacred principle that makes XVIS a reality is that entangled quantum systems do not obey the WQB approximation of the Schrödinger wave equation. It is by virtue of this principle that we can safely confine the mind into an XVIS sphere.
Would turning our mind into a quantum object resemble mystic states experienced by many since times immemorial? From deep meditation and out-of-body experiences through remote viewing and down to explorations of psychedelic realms, many people theorize that our consciousness, or mind, whatever we wish to call it, is non-local. A similar notion, although with a different and oscillation-based explanation, was also explored by the late Itzhak Bentov, who claimed that we connect with the universe at quantum levels exactly through our minds. Maybe this connection is exactly how UFO pilots operate their craft too. The last paragraph of the text in English says the following.
We need to carefully design the SEE project to make use of the XVIS sphere and be able to quantum tunnel in order to traverse the brain, something that requires the cooperation of our space-time neighbors from the other side of the brain.
SEEs have been mentioned before by the website, and those seem to be synthetic beings of human invention. They would be the counterpart to what the grey aliens are usually thought of as, androids or clones with limited autonomy and capacity to operate, including piloting UFOs. Could there be a project like this running behind the scenes, entrenched deep in black budget projects? In the first article of 2015, published on the 15th of January, we also have the title, which does not seem to be that tightly related to UFOs at the first glance: Nabu and the Tablets of Sacred Record. It seems that the article is related to archaeology and the findings near the village of Gizel in northern Iran, the location of contact with mysterious Gizelians, extratemporal and non-human intelligent species. We begin with the time frame reference, followed by a mention of cadets, which are a piece of technology belonging to said Gizelians.
The contents of the well also included at least 180 human skeletons, many of whom were fettered with iron manacles. Their presence seemed at first to support the original interpretation of the vaulted chambers beneath room 74 as a prison, but we now think this interpretation unlikely, and that the bodies probably represent Assyrian prisoners executed in 612 BC. Of key importance is that the throne room suite, unlike that in the earlier sites so far excavated, includes two adjoining ablution and also the strange object labeled KYR 377. The locations of the other Gizelian cadets referred to in the recovered inscriptions remain unknown.
It would seem that there were finds of alien origins discovered, including at least some inscriptions of those strange beings called Gizelians. The last paragraph also mentions that the nature of these beings is clearly displaced in regards to the archaeological finds, and the findings do not fit the tenets of archaeology as we know it.
This type of objects are virtually unknown elsewhere, and their use remain a mystery to us. Their origin is clearly non-local and, for what we know, not even regional.
With that in mind, I was also reminded of a very strange and unusual find which many claim can be related to UFOs, and was mentioned back in late 2002 and early 2003. If you recall the time just before the Second Iraqi War, there was a team of archaeologists which claimed to have discovered the tomb of mystical Gilgamesh, the hero of the Sumerian epic Enuma Elish, and the prototype to the myth of Noah, and several other myths of ancient origins. To this very day, there are people who claim that those finds were a big part of the reason why Iraq was invaded back then. That Gilgamesh was not just the mythical ruler of ancient past, but either an alien being or an alien hybrid himself. Would the findings from Iran also tie to a similar topic? Are there actual alien artifacts strayed around on the earth and have been already found by researchers? What do you think, dear viewers? And equally, do you think that it is possible for our minds to enter quantum-like coherent states which would enable us normally impossible feats like piloting UFOs? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope I will be able to present 3 articles in the next video as we have entered 2015 and move on towards 2016, where there are going to appear longer and most importantly juicier articles posted by the Forgotten Languages website. In the meantime, thank you for watching and I will see you soon in another video. Take care.